Need help finding some Warhammer 40K novels? Alright. Well, I think I can help you out then. There's a lot of options to choose from here. Is there anything in particular you're interested in? Or would you just like me to run through some personal suggestions? Okay, so you like Imperial Guard novels? And I'd have to agree with you, that's one of my favorites as well. How about 15 Hours? This is actually the first novel that I read of any Warhammer 40K novels. It's a bit slim. It's just its own little self-contained adventure, but it's fun. If you're new to the universe, it'll be a good little introduction into some of the action that I'd like to say. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward little adventure here. Imperial Guard conscript, pretty much, against an orc invasion. Pretty entertaining. Okay, you know a bit more about the universe, so you want something a little meatier? I understand. Let's see. I know we're getting a little bit off topic here, but if we're going to jump over to Space Marines, we're talking about a little meatier subject. How about Thousand Suns? Now this will give you a lot of lore. This is by Graham McNeil. Where's his name on here? Right here. It's by Graham McNeil. He's one of the big contributors, one of the big authors that you'll find, along with Dan Abnett, which we'll get to. He's in here. His name's on this one. And it's funny I picked this one up because these are kind of two sides of the same coin. This is from the Thousand Suns point of view, and this is from the Space Wolves point of view of the same conflict here. So very interesting here if you're interested in either one of those. I personally would have to recommend the Thousand Suns, just because they get a bad rap, but this you find out what happens to them. It's a little bit more. It's easier to understand what happened, I guess. But back on to Imperial Guards. That's what we're here for. All right. Let's. Have you heard of the Ciaphas Cain series here? This is the man himself, Cain's Last Stand. But I do have to say that this is not the end of Cain, so it's not really his last stand, but this is a great series. In case the universe is a little bit dark for you, I know it's pretty much known for being over the top, grim and dark in an enjoyable fashion, but this one adds a little humor in there as well. So it's kind of like your protagonist that he's kind of out for himself and protecting his own name, but it works out in his favor. Like he'll be, oh man, I gotta get out of this terrible battle that's going on. It's not looking good. My only way out is by attacking that weak position in their line, and he just heads for that position and starts fighting his way out, and everyone's like, oh man, he's leading a glorious charge for the Emperor. Everybody get right behind him, and then they end up winning the battle, and he looks like a grand hero. So, very interesting option there. And there are quite a few other ones, a few other entries in here. Let me try and find you a few more of that series, if you don't mind me taking a second here to look. Then we have some down here. They're in here. You'll see. Oh, you see them? All right. Cool. But yeah, we'll save that for later. I think another one that would be good, and just my luck, here's another in the Cain series. So for the Emperor, and I have to say every single one of these in this series, very good. So that's another option. I'll set these two aside for you. You seem interested in them over here. No pressure though, of course not. But we'll set them aside just so we have them. And if you ever played Dawn of War, the video game, the original, the classic, the best one, the best RTS, if you want it in book form, it is there waiting. Speaking of video games, another one, Fire Warrior. We're going to mix it up. This is the only one we have in stock right now that is from the Tau point of view. So, very interesting race here. Very interesting book. This book spawned a video game, and it reads pretty much like a video game. Lots of action, lots of explosions, and things like that. Caused a disturbance in the force by removing that book. Let's see. Is there anything up here that interests you? This one right here. Well, let's see what you've selected. This is a Gaunt's Ghost novel. That is another good series, good selection. Gaunt, unlike Cain, is a very serious business boy. He gets stuff done. He gets results. All right. Pretty good. More serious, definitely for sure. That's a way to say that. But yeah, more serious. Lots of combat. Lots of cool things going on. Dan Abnett, mentioned his name earlier. Very top-notch author of books in the Black Library. So definitely a solid option as well. We'll put that back where we excavated it from. And that is going to stay there and not fall over. Alright, so is there anything else? Do we have anything a little bit less constant battles? Well, that is an interesting request for this setting, but here we go. We do have something here. This is more like, kind of like a detective police kind of novel. So not any all-out battles, just an inquisitor and his squad trying to track down the source of some illegal goods. Very interesting as well in its own right. Another Dan Abnett novel as well. So very well written. Ravenor is one of the big Inquisitor detective types in the 40K universe. A student actually of Eisenhorn, which is another one in this series, which we don't have in stock yet, but well, currently, but I could order it if you want. Just let me know if you would like that. What else? Interested in some Warhammer 40K? I don't know why I said that, but I was working my way to Space Marines. Are you interested in Space Marines? Because I just got some new novels in that I was actually looking at right as you asked me a question. This is No Fear. And I haven't actually read either of these, surprisingly. So, a bit of a mystery here, but if you want some more Space Marines, this is a huge battle. As you can tell by the title Armageddon, you know it's going to be intense. And I just noticed it has a cool little picture in here of a celestial lion, apparently. Doesn't that sound neat? There's more stuff in here too. Black Templar war gear. Those are some tough guys. So we have that, and we also, let me grab something from downstairs I think you'll be interested in. the stairs are weird. Alright, but got a few bigger boys here that are very good. So Vulcan, we're getting into Primarch territory now. Not just Space Marines, but the good old Warhammer 40K times here. So Vulcan, leader of the Salamanders here, his all the Primarchs kind of have their own little unique trait, and his is being invincible pretty much. So this starts off with the Istvan drop site massacre aftermath. So kind of like the beginning, the legit beginning of the Horus heresy pretty much. So a couple loyal Space Marine factions or chapters try and deploy with drop pods on planet Istvan something. There's a number there. But yeah, and there's a big battle against some of the initial Chaos factions. What's it? Word Bearers and the Luna Wolves, or whatever Sons of Horus, I guess they were at the time. Yeah, I battle with them, and they're betrayed by a few more of their brothers. So yeah, very interesting book. And we have the Unremembered Empire. So here's two more Primarchs that we were talking about. This is Sanguinius the Angel. His unique trait is to be a chill dude and to have angel wings. So that's pretty nice. And you got Robert Guilliman. Never heard that pronounced out loud, but he's the leader of the Ultramarines. That came out stranger than anticipated, but Ultramarines. Yeah, another interesting one. It's called, kind of a weird title, the Unremembered Empire, which I guess is not just forgetting, but just going out of your way to not remember something, like you know about it, but you're just deliberately not remembering it. But anyway, during the Horus Heresy, there's warp storms through the galaxy, and a lot of segments in the universe are getting cut off from each other, and the Ultramarine territory is like made up of 500 worlds, and that kind of gets separated from the rest of the Imperium, and they're not sure what is going on outside of there because they're cut off for quite a while. So they're questioning if the Imperium at large even exists anymore. So they kind of make their own mini empire and fend for themselves. So another very interesting book here. And they're kind of like picking up fragments of stragglers of other, I don't know, just Space Marines and Guardsmen and refugees and stuff are kind of converging. They're picking up tidbits, and it doesn't sound good to them. And then here you have Ciaphas Cain, I believe his name is, of the White Scars. So kind of like the Mongols, I guess. They are really mobile, strike hard and fast. And they kind of have a unique perspective. They're kind of on their own a little bit. That's kind of their preference. They were on fighting the orcs on the edge of known space, kind of. And they're kind of picking up fragments of what's going on. Like the Horus Heresy's already underway, but they're getting little tidbits and mixed reports from both sides that are blaming each other for it, and they're like, who are we going to go with here? So it's a very unique perspective on things here during the Horus Heresy. And then lastly, out of these four, is Titanicus. So this, another Dan Abnett boy, very cool, hardcover we got going on here. Some nice artwork here. Look at that. Look at these Titans. Glorious, right? It's a masterpiece. But yeah, another very good one. Gives you more insight into Titan legions and like the Tech Priests and the Omnissiah. And it also tells the story through several different vantage points, like different Titan, different sizes and stuff. You get like some Warhound Princeps in there, and you'll get some Imperator classes and some, Warlord, all of them going on. You also get some Imperial Guard regiments and some tank commands in there. Very interesting. Highly recommend that one. Put that over here in case you're interested. And there is another one that's pretty similar, and I was lucky enough to pull that out on the first try. So if that one got you interested in the Mechanicum, which is a interesting title, we got one with just that name for you. And this talks about at the time of the Horus heresy is when this is set, and it's right before the schism between the Mechanicum that stays loyal to the Emperor and the Dark Mechanicum that spawns out of this. And it's very interesting to discover, which I'll ruin it for you, don't worry. You can read this and enjoy on your own if you're interested, but how that comes to be in an interesting way. And get to see more of how the Tech Priests, how they do. Alright, so I've kind of given you a wide spread here. Let's see if we can pick out anything else. We got ones that are about rogue traders in space. We got, let me just pick out a random here. This is going to be exactly what I want. Yes, another one in space here. Let me just, yeah, this one. So this one's interesting. This is another rogue trader one, and he's the captain on the ship, and he gets betrayed, and they attempt to assassinate him, but he survives. He is pretty burned, a little bit unrecognizably burned, but then he sneaks back onto his ship and kind of like works his way up through the ranks, and yeah, it's pretty interesting tale here. But there is another one. Will it stay? Maybe. It looks like it's settled at a alarming angle there, but that's probably fine. So this is not the one, but that's another Gaunt's Ghost novel. Very good. But there's one more. Let's see if we can get here that is about aerial combat. And am I going to be lucky, or am I going to not be? Wait, oh, it's this one right on the end. That was starting to fall. It wanted to be chosen, that's why. There we go. Alright, so this one is the only one in the collection right now that is about primarily air combat. So you're going to get a lot of interesting dog fights and cool things. It's some Imperial Guard pilots against some Chaos pilots on the planet. Very interesting here. And I think that, we'll keep this one over here, but I think that is the most interesting ones. We have one about Chaos, if you're interested in that. Yeah, so lots more Gaunt's Ghost and Cain novels. Got some just standalone Imperial Guard ones. Another one right here, more about tanks, if you're interested in that. Tank commanders and things. So kind of got the full spread here. Not too much of a selection on Eldar right now, and I don't think there's any books from the orc perspective, because I don't think they care much for writing. But yeah, that's a pretty good look. Hopefully that's gotten you more of an idea of what you want here. So yeah, so if you see anything you like, just take that to the register over there and they can help you. Why can I ring you up? Well, I don't even work here. I just like Warhammer 40K. So, hope that helped you. Alright, well, happy reading. I'll see you later. Oh, I was going to buy this one.